Alright, here comes our fencing at the old Home Depot. We got the Veranda fencing and the dump trailer.
It's a Veranda series.
Yep, Veranda.
Yeah, Veranda.
Alright, here it is. We got it loaded with the forklift. Got our fence post sleeves. Got our fence panels. These are 6x8 privacy fence panels. And we just had the pallet on the bottom. We just threw that on the top for weight. And then we just did a little strap just in case. And this is nice and taut, so it looks good. And we're quite a ways from home, but we went to Home Depot because we like the Veranda railings. So we're gonna have a nice little trip back.
This is a scribble drawing of the plan that I need to do. This is the pool deck, which is concrete. The patio's over here, sunroom's over here. And there's this old wooden fence I'd like to replace. And she said hold off on it. But what we did is we had a tree up here that fell over in the windstorm. And the rest of them are kind of damaged from, I don't know if they call that the aphid or not, but the pine tree gets the grayish white ick on it. And now you can see through some of the trees, and there's a Lowe's right up back. And so for privacy for this pool area, she wants to do a vinyl privacy fence. And what I need to do is, she said, start it even with the existing fence around the pool. And it's like a wooden picket fence, but it's pretty rough shape. And so what she said she'd like is have it even. So I've got to come over here and just run a string line and shoot it right up through here, and that's where we're starting the fence. What I wanted to do is go another, I don't know if it's 50 feet, I didn't measure it, to the end of the property, and then go on this end another 60 feet or something and go and match the neighbor's privacy fence. And she said not now. Well, it's harder later, but I'm going to do what she says. These posts are vinyl, the fence is vinyl, and they're 8 foot on center, and so I need 13 posts and then 12 sections of fence. It's 6 feet high. The ground is really tough. I went down and did 4 to 6 test holes yesterday. One of them I got down 2 inches, one I got down 6, and one I hit a rock right away. And so the land is pretty rough. So I said, well, I'm going to have to use a backhoe. Well, the problem with that is you're going to end up with a 2-foot circle versus an 8-inch circle or a 10-inch circle. And so that's what I'm got to deal with. I was hitting tree roots and everything because she wants it butted, you know, pretty close to them trees up there. And I said we should take all the trees out and I could move the fence up where the trees are. And she said no. So I'm going to listen to the customer. Customer's always right. I'm hitting all the tree roots. The trees are in rough shape, so I'm going to be cutting some tree roots. And then going to use a backhoe. And then I'll have to backfill. I'm going to use concrete in each hole. I'm going to use, 80-pound bags of concrete. We got to go down 2 feet. It's the posts are 8 feet tall. The fence is 6 feet tall. And so I just wanted to show you the layout of that. I did this patio 2 or 3 years ago. And it's a lot like the one you saw recently on the channel. And I worked on this sunroom, and I wanted to enclose it. I had to put new rafters up. They were broken, sagging, and they were spaced like, I don't know, 30 or 40 inches apart. And I told her I didn't even want to walk on the roof. So I replaced the rafters, and then once we opened up the wall, the posts were all full of ants and different things. So we rebuilt the room on a tight budget, and I wanted to put in a double hung windows and make it a 3-season room. And we ended up with just a screen room. So it's like a screen room, sunroom. It's still pretty nice. She's got carpet in there. You can see the pool. And it stays pretty dry in there. And she loves it. I would do a little bit further, put windows in it. You might see that when we, get filming, maybe. But I'm going to try to get this straight. A lot of times the ground changes a little bit. You want to keep it up in the air, 1.5 to 2 inches off the grass so that the ground's not pushing on the fence. And that's about it. It's pretty rocky, bony. The neighbor said it took him forever, like all summer, to dig his post holes by hand with a pickaxe, pole diggers, and shovels. And I'm not that patient. I want to get it done in a couple days. So we're going to start off with the backhoe. I loaded it up. We're going to go down and do this. So I got a lot of mess to clean up with a big hole like that, but I can't spend an hour or two, an hour anyway, on a hole digging it. There's 13 of them. So that's like 2 days of just digging by hand. So I will see you down there. Okay, we're all loaded up here. We got 4 tie downs. We probably should clean that off a little bit. Probably I'd broom that off before we leave. We don't want stuff in the road. The bucket's all muddy. You're supposed to tie down any loose attachments. I just put the excess over the bucket. It's on the pin lock. The tires are up. Tractor's pretty full of diesel. The bucket's the same thing's all set. We got our lock on. We got our brakes turned up. So I'm just about ready to head down. We're going to start that fence job. Always check over your equipment. I check the straps. Make sure they're tight. Pretty tight. And the tractor's only like, I don't know, 4,500 pounds maybe with the backhoe on there. We're a 7,000 pound trailer. We're in good shape. And we have new brakes, decent tires. Lights are working. The right rear tail light is LED new. Only half of it works, but it's really bright. I'm not going to worry yet. I might take it apart and see if it's a solder joint or something when I get a minute. We tried the auger yesterday. We did some test holes, and it did not go down more than like 4 inches. And it was hitting little tree roots and rocks and so on. So I'm not going to monkey. We're going to go down and do this. Going to get it done. I'm going to try to do it in one day. We shall see on that. The bucket, it's a 16-inch, so it's going to be a pretty big hole. But if I can be careful and dig it, it's not going to be too bad. I got a tamper. I got a lot of materials and stuff down there now. Home Depot shorted us one fence section. They had it all bundled up. I put it in the garage yesterday. When I, took the pallet off and I unstrapped it, I counted them out, and they're short 1. I don't know why I'd get 13 posts and 11 fence sections. I checked the bill. They charged me for 12. So we got to run back to the depot and get another fence section. It's 6 feet tall. Not sure I can get it in a truck, which is kind of a bummer. I hate to take a trailer for that. But I'm going to clean off some stones. We'll get heading out of here. We'll test the brakes on the way, make sure we're good. It's only about 15 minutes away. As we take off here, I just want to check my flower beds. Look at this. We got lilacs ready to pop out. They're going to be pretty. They smell nice. We've got our sedum coming on. Our irises are popping up. The lilies are coming on. Our chives, they're just ready to bud right here. And they get a nice purple flower. The hostas are doing good. The rhododendrons almost out already. The flowers are falling. We got all them wood chips, and this is what the idea was. I wanted to get them put in here and suffocate these weeds. And then, not sure what I want to do in this area of the house. I mean, that's kind of an odd spot, in and out. Be cool, little swing or something in there. I don't know. And then, I got to remember the names of these. We're going to have a nice flower on this one. I think it's almost a red. The azalea, that's coming on a little slowly. Needs a red one. And I plucked a few weeds last night. Get them out of there. We'll mow them up. We got hostas on the other side. The blueberries, come on, nice. My mom got me 3 plants last year, year before, I can't remember. Maybe 2 years. We had a couple berries last year, but look at this thing. This came up a whole 2 feet. And so I got to get wood chips in here. They like wood chips and sawdust. I think they need potassium or magnesium. They need something. I got to look it up. I want to put an additive. We've got some more daylilies here. And these are orange, and they get up here above your head. They're nice. Dawson's forsythia over there is looking good. Some of his shrubs are coming on. We're going to take them flower beds out. But, boy, I love the morning. We're about 8 o'clock. I got to head out of here. Sun's up pretty high. There's our wood chips I dumped out. So, and what else we got here? That's like a crab apple thing that never come on any flowers. My oak, I grabbed that out of the woods. Look at how nice that is. I wish it was straighter. The ash here, that looks really nice. And I don't know, I get excited. We got a little garden pond in there that's full of leaves. I got to clean that out. It trickles down the rocks. Kind of cool. I got to get that going. But finally, we're getting into good weather. Today, it's supposed to be 78 degrees. It's going to be a good day to dig and start some fencing. So let's get to the job. All right, we're at the job site. It's a nice day. This little wishing well is right in the way of our straight line. I'll get it pretty close. And we'll come up through here and we'll do our first mark. Probably, you see the lawn shoots up. I think we got to come up the bank a little bit. And then I want to shoot a line across and see how much up and down it's going to be. It looks like it varies about 4 to 6 inches. When we get down to that wooden fence, we're going to be taking that out. And that fence, as you can see, is not kind of straight with the yard. This end tilts uphill anyway. But we'll pop that out. And then we're going to go, it should go just beyond that, I think, about where that clothes pole is. And I got the laser I'm going to set up. I'm going to check that grade. We'll run a string up here first. I got some marking paint. We'll mark the ground. I think I'll take the spoil and throw it up the bank instead of out on the lawn. Somebody mowed last night, and I want to keep it looking good as much as possible. But she is going to lose a little bit of yard there because, you know, it juts up. But I don't want the fence going real crooked, you know. Want it looking as good as the neighbors over there. They stepped theirs going down. But we're just going straight across one line. Okay, I ran my string from that fence up through. And of course, we got an elevation difference of about 20 feet. So I had to run the string uphill. It went through the wishing well. So the center of the well, it's an old well they don't use, is the center of that fence. And so I painted a line and I put a stake in here and painted the stake yellow. Now, what I need to do is hook my tape on and go down 100 feet and mark. It's not going to be 100 feet. What do we pick? 12 times 8. We're going to go 96 feet, and I'm going to make a mark down there. Give me an idea where the fence is going to go. And then I'm going to set the laser up over there, and I want to check elevation. It may not be much, and I think in this case it probably won't matter because what we got is we got the pool down there and the sunroom, and they want some privacy. We're right here in front of Lowe's. I mean, Lowe's is there. And so there's a lot of people that can look down in the yard, and they want to get that a little bit more private. We took out that tree that fell over there, and there's a big hole, and then we took this dead one out here, and you know, the rest of these little pines have that disease in them, and they just turn gray. I wanted to take them all out, and I wanted to put the fence right along the fence row up there, right up on top of the hill. And instead of being a 6-foot tall fence, it'll be like a 12-foot tall because the grade is 12 feet higher. And she said, no, I would have done that because then I'd have total privacy back here and the lawn would be larger. But she'd have to put wood chips or something, clean this up. I don't know. She didn't want to get into that. But putting a fence here, she's going to lose about 30 feet of her land because the line is on the other side where that fence was. So anyways, it's not my doing. So what we got is I need to shoot a straight line across. I want to check the grade. If the fence is up 2, 3, 4 inches, then it's still okay because you can't see under it. And she's not worried about keeping you know, critters out or anything because it doesn't cover the whole property. We've got about 200 feet across the back here, and we're only doing 100 feet of fence. And if she likes it, she may add on, but we'd have to add on to both ends. And so, thinking ahead, it would only make sense if I shot as straight a line that way as possible all the way across here, because the trees are not straight. They go straight and then they turn about a 15-degree. And like I said, I'd like to put the fence up straight, and we'll calculate that. Okay, I checked elevation. It looks even, pretty close by eye, but it's 8 inches higher on this side than it is on that side. And I went way over between that wooden fence and the neighbor's fence in the center, and it's about 16 inches. So it's a steady drop. This type of fence is a pre-assembled panel, and they like them installed level. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to step them level. And if you look over at the neighbors over there, see how they step down. It's not going to be that much exaggeration, but it'll probably drop, if it's 8 inches over, 12 panels, it's going to drop about roughly an inch or so a panel. Not terrible. Noticeable, probably. I think what I'll do is I'll leave the posts up a little bit and put the caps on. We'll see how that looks. But we can't put it up level because I don't want that big a gap underneath it. 8 inches is quite a gap. I'm going to get the back over here and start digging. I'm going to try to leave my string hooked until I get set up. I can mark the tall grass here, but once we get out in the lawn there, it'll be a little bit easier to mark. And then I'll get the hole done. I'll dig. I'll put the spoil up in the bank there. I got to get some shovels out and so on to grade this back in, get some concrete up here. So I might drive over and grab some concrete. Probably, I don't know, a couple holes at a time. Not too much in case I change my mind. We do something different here. So I'll get that out and we'll start digging. I got one post set. I'm using a 4-foot mason level and the post level. Levels both sides at the same time. That's plumb. 80 pounds of concrete in the bottom. It's not ideal conditions here. We got some bones in there. That one's about 16-inch stone there. And I'm digging. I'm not trying to over dig. And I'm tamping the bottom flat. I'm measuring 8 foot.
I got to get the post and the fence section out here. These are designed to put the bracket on the post, slide your fence section to it, set your second post, pull your fence out, finish your post, and then attach it, and then move on like that instead of setting all your poles first. And I'm throwing the spoil up there. I'm going to bring it back with a hole. I got to go down and hook my string each time. Ideally, if I could dig this way where I'm out of the way, I don't have to keep moving the tractor around. But if I dig this way, I'm going to hunk out the lawn, and I need it to stay up that way. So I'm going to go get some more material in the garage, bring it up here, and keep going. Well, as you can see, we're back to our template. I went down and moved supplies around, opened up the packaging, and the fence is a different product than I purchased. They must have mixed my order up with somebody else's, and they gave me like 26 brackets to go with 13 sections of fence, and the brackets hook onto the fence posts, and then you put the other end onto the fencing, and then you snap it in. Well, this fence, the rails are almost 8 feet long. I believe they're like 91.5. But they're designed to snap lock, so they are designed to go in a routed fence post. So I put the project on hold. It's going to slow it down. I'm considering using a router template or just swap out all the fence sections. I'm going to make that decision. If I make a template, then what I do is I put the template onto the post, and then I route out the size of the rails, and then you push the rails into the post, and they snap lock, and so then you don't need the hardware. So we definitely save money if I routed it, if I can use a RotoZip or a router, but I probably need a template so it's quicker and I don't overcut it. So I'm home. I'm going to probably try to make up a template and see if I can do that and some scrap. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then at least I'm not hurting the product that we've installed one post. So that's what you do when you do the order, not in person. So I'll see how this goes. Maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe this is for the best. We'll see. Well, I got a mess out here. I was thinking if I took the router, little handheld router, and I put a flush cut with a bearing on there, that I could make the templates. This is a scrap piece. I made this. This piece of plywood I've already had from something, I don't recall. And this 2x2 was already cut from something else. So I took and I marked it 1.5 inches wide by 7. It's not cut perfect. It's hard to do. Maybe a table saw, I don't know. But I got the rectangle cut, and then I screwed 2 cleats to it. And I measured between it 5 inches for a 5-inch width post. Screwed them together. And now I realized that's a 4-inch post. This was from another project, I forgot what. But we could take the template and put it right on there, and it should fit pretty tight. And if I took a clamp and clamped it here, maybe clamped it there, or stuck a piece of tape or something, I could either cut inside of this, or I could route inside of it. I could use a RotoZip. And I could try something here to make it work. So I thought I have a few minutes here at the end of the day. I'll take and cut this on a piece of scrap. And if it works, I'll take it to the job. And then what they are is a lot like a undersill for vinyl siding. They got a little indent cut. And so when you push that in, it's going to lock in that vinyl. So this thing's kind of filthy. But I'll go ahead and set that on there. And I'll cut that out probably with a RotoZip, see how it works. Well, they're practicing across the street. So we got that template. Looks like it's going to work. It's not beautiful. I did try using just the oscillating tool, and that works pretty slick. And then you can just take a 2x8, do the same thing, you know. And if
That's not actually, it's 7 inches, but the opening's 7.5. But that'll work, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'll take that along, and I'll take the Rotozip. I'll take all these along with me, and we'll see what works to make those templates and cut out on the posts. And if it works, I'll do it that way. Otherwise, I'll use the brackets. I prefer not to use the brackets. All right, we got this figured out. This is a Dover series 6-foot by 8-foot privacy fence panel. It's the routed system. It's not the one I wanted. They had a glitch on the site. They don't know. Whatever it was. But this part, number 249148, it's a Veranda. And these are adjustable rails. You can snap them in. You're supposed to put them into a corner post, then a line post. They're pre-routed. And they gave me this style that goes into a routed post, but they don't carry the post. They have to order them. And they said a couple days. So I just said, all right, well, let's order them, and I'll wait a couple days, and I'll bring these back, and we'll swap them. So that would make the only post that we've installed so far the one that I would have to route to make this system fit. So I'm like, good, that's great. So I get an email confirmation like 5 minutes later saying that that's good, but due to high volume, long wait time, we're talking 2 to 3 weeks to the beginning of June almost before it can come in. So now this really blows the job. So I got to discuss with them what they can do about this. The job is there, the backhoe's there, all the tools are there, I'm ready to go. The materials are incorrect with the order. This happens. But normally I check things. We went there on a rainy day. They didn't have them loose like we load them, slide them out the cart. They were on a pallet, and they said they're in the back. And I said, well, let me see them. Well, no, I'll bring them up. One of those deals. So they brought them up, but they said back the truck out and the trailer, but stay out front. I can't go back there. So Dawson and I stayed to the side, as you saw in the video, and they brought it out with a flagman, all that stupid stuff. And it's already on this large pallet, so they're all pre-wrapped. You can't see them, and they're stacked, and they're interlocked, and it's raining. And so everything's all sloppy wet. You just assume they did it correctly. Well, it's not. They gave me the fence that goes with a different rail. They didn't give me enough fence, and so now I almost want to go back and switch that and go to the other fence and use the brackets. So they sold me the brackets, sold me the post, but sold me the wrong fencing. So now I don't know. I hate to return stuff and monkey with it and extra driving. It's about a 50-mile one-way ride and to Home Depot. And I have to take a trailer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll call them, tell them what's a scoop again. I talked to the manager already. Now I call him back, tell them what the order did on a delay now, 3 weeks or 4, whatever. And they got to do a little better. Give me another 10%, 20% off something here. Because now I got to route all these out so these can fit. And that's time. And time is money. And they got to be cut good. They got to look good. And I don't want to pre-cut them before I put them in the ground because our ground is not level. And so some of the posts might be up and down. And then if we need to cut, we can cut the post. The line posts that's supposed to be with it are 9 feet tall for that reason. You got cuttables. The ones that we got with this order are 8 foot. So I don't have the room for that. I need to be 24 inches in the ground. And it's a 6-foot panel. So, you know, here we go. And so I got to deal with it. That's part of the life. That's part of the job. I can route it. It's just time consuming. And, you know, that little oscillating tool worked the best. I put a sharp bit in it, and that did a nice cut without burrs. And I might go that route. I think I'll hunt up my vinyl siding lock tool so I can put my own little snaps in it. And once you slide them in, they lock. They're hard to get back out. All right, we're back at the job. The posts that was supposed to come with this are on back order. They put them posts in there. These are 5-inch posts designed for this type of fencing. but they're only 8 feet long, and we need the 9 foots, the line post with the 2 holes on each side, and then the corner post, or the end post, which has them only on one side. So I came up with this idea I showed you yesterday, is we got a slot we cut 1.5 inches by 7, and these are a little bit rounded over. It's a little harder to make them rounded over, but these have a little let in. So Dawson, press that up there. Don't push it on and lock it though, because we'll have fun getting it off in there. Only go on 1/2 inch. Let's see it. That's good. Let's see it. You're not on. Don't push it on too far. It should go right on there. I had it on it before.
There we go.
And then let go of it. Now you see it'll go up inside there and lock. So we're in this pickle of, this is the adjustable fence. You put the bottom rail on, you slide your pickets, I guess you want to call them, all together, tongue and groove, and then you can angle the top, angle the bottom, that kind of thing, so you can go with the slope of the ground. That's what we're going to have to do, but we're going to have to do all these and cut them. But I don't think it's that hard, because it only took me about 2 minutes to do one. So rather than wait 3 weeks and have my equipment down here, Dawson's got another job up there at the other job you saw back there with the landscaping. We did the pavers. What do you got to do up there yet, Dawson?
I just have to get the lawn all raked, leveled, seed it, and then I'm going to start on some flower beds and some more features.
Yeah, the retaining walls. So we need a bunch of equipment up there too, which is the same kind of digging equipment. So I think we're going to continue and try to get this done, try to get it done in a couple days. We'll see if we can and see how it goes. I got 1 post up yesterday. We'll check that. And then we've got 1 hole dug, and then I realized we had the wrong part. So let's see if we can make this happen. What we're doing is the posts are 8 feet on center, and half of that, each rail is going to go into the post. So we're going to set the next one, and what I did is I poured the concrete in the bottom, half of it, and then we're setting the post in that, leaning it up to the string and plumbing it. And you can't touch the string, it's just got to be whisker space. And then we're going to dump the rest of it, and then we're going to backfill the hole. And I think what we'll do first probably is just do the concrete only, because then it's still adjustable. And then we're going to route out the holes so that we can put the rails in. It's a longer step, but at least we can get some fencing up tonight. This is 1.5 inches by 7. These are pretty rugged. This is a Pro Series, and we cut the slots. Bring your cam over. We cut our slots in there. We measured our 69.5, like the directions, what little directions there are. We put this up there, and then it locks in. And then we take and stand our pickets in, and then we lock our top in. But this is going to get it so we know where our 8 foot's going to run. We're finishing trimming that up, and then I drilled holes in the bottom there to allow the concrete to go in, and that'll help anchor the hole. We're going to water the holes down, and that'll set the concrete. We're going to keep it up 1.5 inches to 2 inches off the ground, and then I pulled the concrete off to the side. We're going to set it down in a tamp base, and then we're going to bring it over, click the side on the rail, and then we're going to backfill the concrete. That's how they want you to do each hole one at a time, like that. Well, we're going with the contour. It goes over, down, and up, or whatever. But we're going to deal with that. That's all we're going to do tonight. It's late. We got to head out. We only got a little time in the evening. Well, it's taken a while, but it's working, and we're hitting some major rocks. Some of these rocks are 20-30 pounds, so I know the auger wouldn't do that. Look at this crap. Big bones in here. We're flattening the bottom. We're getting at least 24 inches down. We've got this fence over here. I don't know the object of it, but it's, what is it, 2 sections? So it's 3 posts. Normally I put these on with a deck screw. See, there's nothing here visible, so I'm going to bust this thing apart because we got to come right on through here, and it's going to be a pinch point with this clothesline. So we're going to remove it now, and then I can start driving up through here. And there are more limbs that might be too low, but we'll have to break some or cut some. And this is our ending point somewhere in this area. So we got to get these out. It'd be nice if I can just lift it up, but I think it's going to break. If I can get behind it, I can push the fence off, or maybe I can pop this end and then swing it right around. So I'll see what we can do here. Don't care if we really save it. I got the first one out. Now we got the other 2 posts to work on. Well, 1 post come out with the concrete on it. The other 2 broke off. They're a little rotten, so I left a root ball in the ground. If we come near it, we got the backhoe, so we'll pick that up. So I strapped these fence sections and the miscellaneous in here. I got to go to Lowe's and get another load of retaining wall blocks. So I timed it in this same trip, saving our fuel. I'll have to take this fence home and deal with it later in the concrete. But I got to deliver some retaining wall blocks. I think there's like 240. They're going to be kind of heavy. They're going to have them on the pallet, and some other items, some pea gravel. They're in bags. And the Lowe's truck's been broke down for a week, and so they said they're behind a week and a half on delivery, and so whatever, we gotta go get it. All right, I took the bucket and just lifted up on the T. Got that post right out of the ground. Now let's try out the backhoe thumb. all the rocks on the bottom of that thing. You see the rocks on the bottom of that? What were they thinking? See how this works, right? That's heavy. Whoa! Now let's go stand back up. Stay! Usually people use concrete, not stones, on the bottom of their hole. See, we pick this bad boy up. Nothing to it. Piece of cake. That's probably 400 pounds. Now I gotta check my last post here. Get some of this junk out of the way. We got our string back on. Gonna keep our fence super straight. It is gonna go up and down with the terrain. Let's see if we can get this closed pole out. Now I can drive up on top of here and I don't have to worry about tipping over. From here to the sunroom down there is about 12 feet in elevation. And this bank is kind of tight. And you're on not a 45, but you're pretty speed driving now. I gotta get this out. This is all loose anyway. Instead of cutting this rope, I can pull it. Knot off and pull right through. I've got a purpose for this thing. And then this thumb works pretty good. I'll just scoot her up, you know. There we go. No sense of destroying everything, right? Probably have to trim some of these branches. I've got 2 trailers here, so I might just throw them in a pile and get them later, or throw them on that other trailer. Too much going on today. I gotta go pick that stone up. I want to finish leveling that, plumbing that post up, and then get out of here and go get my material I ordered for Dawson's job on that retaining wall. And then I gotta go get another load of wood chips. So, let's see if we can get this out of here. I'm going to put the riggers down so to mark up the lawn. looks like a couple bags of concrete, so what a sloppy way of putting them in. No wonder they tipped over. They had no footing, you know. They dug that fence over there, the neighbor, by hand. It took them all summer, he said. It comes up this wall and then across the back. And him and this neighbor helped, and by hand. Took them all summer. That's what they told me. Let's set you up here on a bag of concrete in the garage. Look at that. That thumb's working great. Let's see. I'll show you how I try to load that. So I don't have to handle it, you know. Should have picked a pole instead of the stones are breaking off, you know. Maybe I should just go up. I just still want to drop it in there, you know. This has 2 holes to adjust. I probably should have went the closer one. Got her in there. Let's sweep this out. I really like this thumb attachment though. This thing's handy. Handy too. Especially if you're working alone.
of cake. Now we're at the end of the day because I gotta go get material. That didn't work as planned. A little jerky. I should have just went over the top, but I didn't want to dent the trailer by dropping it. But that's only like 400 pounds maybe. And now I gotta sweep the driveway, no big deal. Dawson, he ripped a bag of concrete last night, so that's what all this is anyway. So we'll probably just hose this off. I'll sweep that and we'll hose it all off. Time to pick up, clean up. Got a couple sections to fence up today, not too bad, and then gonna see about getting a helper tomorrow. So now we're just gonna dump this stuff off right now. Not too worried about the fence. I got to get going. We got concrete back there for that job. We got sand. We got some pavement. We still got all this brush we got to burn up. We got all this crap today. I got to cut the steel off the concrete. I can't take it in like that. Got to get rid of this fencing. Somebody might want if I don't smash it up. Dawson's dumping it out here. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't want to hurt my cherry tree here. So flip the fence the other way a little bit. Get it off my cherry tree. Come over here. Flip it. Just dump it over the other way. There you go. Finish dumping that out, and then it's got nails in it. We got to sort all this crap. We're going to go get another load of wood chips. So that's good. Drive forward. He's going to pull it forward, and we're going to head up and get another load of wood chips like we did the other day. We're going to get 10 yards on here, and they're going to push it down. We got a 5-yard bucket. A cat going to load this thing. There. That's all the same day. So we're going to get this out of here. All right, we're down there on a Saturday because I wanted to get this fence done. We got to had a big day of rain yesterday. It was flooding. Not up here on the hill, but it was flooding in town. I removed the clothes poles, got them out of the way. There's our stake. We unhooked the string. I got Dawson's help today, so we think we can finish this up. We got more raking and rocks and stuff to move. We're not worried that yet. I want to get the fence up. So we're going to start our holes, do the same thing. I was able to go down and swap out the post. Now, they said they did not stock them. I went back and wanted the credit for the missing fence panel. And they said, sure, go back and get them. And I said, well, I've ordered these posts. They won't be in for a month. And she says, yeah, they're special order. I said, so you don't stock them? She goes, no. Just grab your fence section. And so I actually took the car with me because I had the truck full with a dump trailer. So what I did is I took the car down and took the fence apart down in the package and put it right in the car. But while I was in there, they actually had 8 of these posts right in stock, and I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't have them? Yeah, put your riggers down, Dawson. Left one first. You're on a side slope. And Dawson's gonna try to cut this. Now cut it about 1.5 feet past the hole. And then so they had them, so I bought them, and I'm gonna swap out the other ones. They said they didn't have them, but they really did. And yeah, a little to the right, because that's the outside of our fence. Dawson's gonna try cutting. I gotta give him some throttle, but we're gonna get this set up and get going. So Dawson's trying his hand. It's on quite a slope. It's not visible here, but there's quite a drop right here. You know, you feel like you're gonna tip over. He's not quite used to it. And these down riggers have a flat, and then you can flop the pad over, and it's got a dig in. The dig in will hold him still. But we're on the flat because I don't want to destroy the lawn, and it'll slide the tractor right down. Look at the bones, guys. That's why we can't use an auger. Rock after rock here. This is all fill up here. You want to do that with an auger? Woo! How you gonna get an auger through that? Some kind of help
grabbing the rocks too. And then just measure, make sure I'm in the right spot all the time. Right in front of it. Sound good? It's right here. Yep. I don't want 91, I want 96 on the center, you know. Oh. That'll be too short. Look how big them rocks are. How are we going to get an auger through that, Dawson? Look at that. So maybe do a slow-mo or something on that. Like a hyperlapse or something. All right, we're hitting the major bones again, you know, a lot of big ones in here. I'm going down about 32 inches, and we tamp off the bottom once we get it flat, so we get all firm. We kind of want virgin ground so it doesn't settle. It's working, pulling the hole in here, and the slots are working good. We're trying to keep a little gap so it looks fairly flush coming across here. The ground isn't level. There's different ways to mount your fence. You can do level across the top and then have big gaps in the bottom, or you just ride the ground, which I think is fine in this case. Still looks better than the neighbor fence. And then we got about three more to go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go, so we're doing good. So Dawson's going to do a couple more holes, and then we've only got 3 fence sections left, and we got to, you know, repair these. We're plumb. We're going with the contour of the ground. I don't know if I'd like it straight across or not. I just don't like big gaps under. If she decides to continue and she wants it to the end, both ends, this will help it so larger animals can't run under it, like a dog or something, you know. And rabbits, they can dig underneath it, but you know, bigger animals can't run through with the fence. So we got a lot of bones back here. We got to clean it up, rake it up a little bit. She said we can leave the crap back there, but we're gonna get it a little cleaned up, so in case they come back here and ever weed whack it, they're not tripping. And then she probably won't ever go up there, because this is all this is a you know, borderline to keep a little privacy. And then see how many bones he's got in this one. See, the auger might work on 1 or 2 holes, but they're not too big of rocks yet, are they? Try to do your curl right at this line. He's got to get used to it. Start curling right away. Curl. You're kind of going a foot at a time. I'd only go like 2-3 inches. There's a lot of rocks in there. Nice Easter eggs, huh? You can't auger through that. Maybe with a telephone truck or something. So I'm going to fill this in while he's doing that. Get some more fence sections up here. Alright guys, check it out. We're on the end post now. And it goes up and down just a little bit. But you look down through here, you can't see any other one, can you? So they're pretty straight. And we got a good depth. And look at the size of these bones here, you know. Look at Dawson's foot. They're huge. No auger. We got some limbs. I ended up cutting them with a sawzall. They were a little low. And we've got our sections in. I'm going to take off here after we fill this hole up. We're putting concrete. Grab your bag of concrete, and then it's in the bucket. And then the back side, he's going to rake that off level, get that kind of nice, good enough. Nobody's going to go back there. The front side, we're going to get all the stones out, rake this up decent. We're going to take some of these pieces of sod and put them in where needed. And where the closed pole was, it was ugly looking things tipping over. I'm going to pack that down, drive it over. There's one here and one there. And we're going to fix these holes up. So she should be real happy. This is going to finish the job off. I got to put the post caps on, but there's a couple of them here that the top is about a ½ inch high. I want to make them all even, so I'll be trimming them off, putting the caps on. This is going to finish up today on the project. Thank Dawson for some help. All right, how's she look, guys? We struggled on that second hole up there. There's bones, everything else in there. We couldn't quite get the post down the same. We probably should have taken it out and just cut a little off the bottom, but I don't know. Probably afterthought. But the rest of this looks really good, don't it, Dawson? He's got to finish raking this off, and then out back here we got 1,000 bones. I think if we throw them up in that little hedgerow thing where all the rest of this garbage is, there's cinder blocks and barbed wire fence and all this debris from Lowe's, big rocks already. But just so that the landscaper guy, whoever does this, can go behind the fence and knock the weeds down, you know. Just got to level that off a little bit. Hopefully she's going to add on and we go another 30 feet that way. And add on here and go another 60 feet that way. And that would require cutting these limbs off and joining this fence to that fence. And then she's got a private backyard because the parking lot's still there and the pool's still there. I tried to tell her, I said, you know, they can say, oh, no, that they won't. And I'm okay. So when she gets back and looks at it, she's going to probably agree with us that we got to do a little more. So that's job security, Dawson. So he's raking, getting all the stones out so the landscaping guy don't pop a hole in our fence. And another good rain, this will settle in good. I might even come back with a garden hose and water the crap out of the holes. But we got a good heavy rain last night. This took a little longer than I thought, but I don't charge a customer any more than I quote. I should have put a clause in there saying if we need a backhoe, we're going to charge. So this costs a little more. Dawson saved the day by coming out, giving us a hand. He loves raking, don't he? He hates it. Who does like dirt work? But he gets all these stones out of here and they're not going to harm our fence. And then I'll tell the homeowner to have her landscaper, he's a young kid that comes around, to not beat up our fence, at least before she sees it. And I think he's going to mow in the next day or two. So thank you for watching. This is a Veranda Pro Series. It's the heavy duty adjustable fence. It's snapped together, screw in the top so you can't pop the top apart. They say you can glue the top caps on. I don't want to do that because that's permanent and then they crack. We found that out on the last job we did. Is we had to take it off to pull the, you know, slide the sleeve off the post, and it broke the Gothic top. She said I had to get another one. I'm like, well, I didn't glue it on there, but I had to buy another one. And it came in. I got to put it on hers. And then I put little zip screws in this, little white aluminum. They're aluminum, so they won't corrode. And little white zip screws so the caps don't fall off if we need to ever take them off and adjust. Because if you pop the cap, you can pop the screw, and that's how you pop the panels apart. Look at the roots coming out here. Just take your shovel and cut it. You're going to tear her lawn up. And then he's going to finish this up, and then he's got to mow the neighbor's lawn yet tonight. So he's out to make a little money today. So thank you for watching, and we shall see you on the next project. And remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We got 500 and change videos out there, and we're trying to build the channel. We need a few more subscribers, like a lot, to catch up with half of these good guys out there. We're the good guys, but we're the poor guys. But we're struggling along here. It is a holiday weekend, but we need to get this finished. Dawson needs to mow that because they're going to have company, and he wants that to look awesome. Dawson does a nice striping job with a mower, don't you? He uses a John Deere over there, and he stripes it, and he likes it. And he's just going to finish this edge up here. If we don't get the back done today, I ain't worried about it. Hear me, Dawson? We don't have to do the back today. Just do the ends and the side and the front here. So when he does come out and mow, he's not going to throw our stones around. And if we could have used an auger, like a 10-inch, 12-inch auger, we could have been done like the first day. But it's just too bony up here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.